Hello, friends and enemies. Welcome back to Weekly Allowance. You might notice that we are in a change of locale. We are currently at a hotel in Kentucky for Goblin Con. And so fittingly, we brought Four Horsemen's new Jersey Devil figure to unbox here. So when they first teased this, I was really hoping for a Jersey Devil. I've been wanting a Jersey Devil. The more cryptids, the better. This is kind of Four Horsemen's own take on it, but my version of the Jersey Devil will always be this little guy. Look how cute that is. Anyway, as always, fantastic work on the box. Beautiful illustration on the front. And it kind of wraps around. You've got a spooky spectral dog, a spooky spectral elk, the remains of a house, a little news snippet about the Jersey Devil on the back, and you've got more spookies on this side. The Figura Obscura logo. Just fantastic work on these boxes. And as always, the art is immaculate. Beautiful, atmospheric, well lit, well executed. So let's go ahead and get this thing open. It's gonna be difficult because I don't have a knife or a razor blade or any tools of any kind, in fact. So let's see what we can do. So you undo these, it's magnetized, and you have this entire slip cover that comes off. On the back of the slipcover, you get this beautiful atmospheric illustration of the piney woods of New Jersey at night. Just a great backdrop for our monster. And then here is the monster himself, and even on the interior box that's going to be hidden by the slipcover. It's very nicely designed. So by the time you're watching this, I think this will have been out for quite a while. We ordered it right away, but it always takes a bit for Four Horsemen products to reach us, and I don't know why. So a lot of people were getting theirs well before we ever got ours. And ours was delivered right before we left on this trip, so I knew I wouldn't be home to review it this weekend, so we just took it with us. Anyway, the insert in the box is this really nice map of the Pine Barrens, and then some information about the Leeds home where the Jersey Devil was born. I love that kind of attention to detail, those kind of extra touches that makes this line so special. When I say things like that, I feel like I'm always sounding like I'm being facetious, but I'm not. I think I just have a naturally sarcastic voice at times, just like I have RBF, big time RBF. Alright, 2 clamshells. Here's the stand. So I'm going to be a little bit critical before even getting the figure out. I wish the stand was themed with the figure instead of just being like this plain terracotta colored stand. I wish it was like brick or like an old degraded fireplace or something. I think that would fit really well, and then that could count as an extra accessory. As it is, it's just a little boring, which is unusual, I'd say, for Four Horsemen. So yeah, it's nice to have a stand, but it would be way cooler if it was more in keeping with the figure's aesthetic. As it is, this figure is already pretty low on accessories when you compare it to other releases. I have my own theories on that, which we'll get into in a minute. But yeah, nice to have a stand. Wish it was a little bit more. Comes with screws. That's something. I don't have a screwdriver currently. Right. Just like with the other Figura Obscura releases, you get this booklet. Informative booklet. Look at all these illustrations of the Jersey Devil. This is my go-to, but this one's pretty cute too. Don't care for that one. I don't like the human goblin face. Alright, here we have our creature out of the package. I will say right off the bat that the tail doesn't really want to stay plugged in, and the head fell off while I was trying to plug the tail in. So it's already falling apart a bit. Hopefully that won't be much of a problem. You'll notice that the wings aren't in yet. I'm going to hold off on putting those in because I want to look at articulation first, and those might get in the way a little. But yeah, here we have our monster. So the Jersey Devil is pretty famous. I don't really think there's a need to explain the story. I figure if you're watching this video, you already know it all by now. Their take on it is definitely a lot more man adjacent than I think I personally would have depicted it, or at least more than the way I envisioned it, which is fine. Obviously, it's their take, not mine. But I would much have preferred for him to be fully furred. I don't need this random, like, man body up top. I think if it had been just a fully furred beast body instead of the human skin texture, that would have been so much better. I think people have mixed feelings on this figure, and for me personally, that is one of the things I have mixed feelings on. I do like the oversized head and neck. I like the proportions there. It's a monster. It's supposed to be like a misshapen devil child. It's horse-like enough. I could use more horse, but I could always use more horse. I love horsies. I collect tiny unicorns and I play Red Dead Redemption. But yeah, the inclusion of this man body part, just is a little confusing to me. I suppose it's reuse from the Frankenstein, but then they had to go in and erase the stitches and stuff. So I mean, why not make a full beast body? I don't have answers for you. But of course, as always, everything is sculpted really nicely. Crazy horns, blood red eyes, tiny tusks, little cute ears. They're pretty cute. The hooves are very large, but I imagine most of that is to get it into standing position. If they were not exaggerated and long like this, you'd only have like this much to use to stand up on. I don't think that would have worked out. A cute little tail, and the tail is accurate to that first illustration I showed you, the kind of like wonky looking, almost like animals photoshopped together illustration. Had this weird little half moon spike, and it's got nails instead of talons. Definitely would expect this thing to have talons, but again, reuse. It's a bit easy to overlook the paint just because it's all earth colors, fairly muted, not a wide range of colors, but it is nice. There's a dry brush over the skin. It gives it a kind of metallic almost finish. The skin is really nicely dry brushed, especially up on the head. This transition from black fur to brown fur is really nice. There's some gloss on the horns and the eyes. So yeah, as always, knock it out of the park with the paint. So I want to look at articulation, and then we will plug those wings in. The head is on a big ball joint, or maybe a dumbbell joint, I guess, because there's also a ball in the neck. So you can get some good movement there, actually, considering what the head and neck are shaped like. If I sound tired, it's because I am. I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can. Ooh, no articulation on the neck piece at all? No, I don't think so. That's, I guess, why the head has so much articulation, because you can't move this neck piece at all. I mean, I think this is going to be pretty much what we're used to. Hinge and swivel on the arm. Oh, yep, see, the tail keeps falling off. I don't know if I'm just putting it in wrong or what. But while I'm here, the tail isn't something that I would mind gluing in, actually, because it doesn't turn on this ball. There's actually another joint right here, and that's where it turns. So you're not really missing out on any articulation if you glue it in right here. I guess we'll put it to the side and keep looking at the body articulation. Elbow and twist, and then hinge and twist on the wrist. Big twist on the waist, and a little bit of a crunch, but not much. Out. Not so much to the side. I can go back pretty far, but you have to move this butt flap out of the way. Butt flap. Yeah, there's a nice big hinge here for kicking action. There's a swivel at the thigh, a double knee, an ankle joint right here that can twist and hinge, and then a large hinge, on the hoof, and a rock on there too. And the tail, like I said, it's got this rotation here, and it is on a wire, so it's bendable. So here are the wings. Now, I've seen similar wings before in, I think Varg is his name. It's one of the vampires from Mythic Legions. It's made out of the same material, it's got the same spikes, and that worries me a little bit because Varg was dropped once and broke several spikes on the wings. This material is very rigid. It doesn't have any give. I think this would be easy to break and I'm worried about that. That said, these look awesome. This is going to be kind of gross, but it kind of reminds me of like a cockroach's wings or something. It's just that coloring, just this translucent kind of insectoid chitinous brown. Pretty gross, but the effect is great. So for the wings, there's articulation at this hinge, and then there's going to be a hinge at the insert point as well. So I'm going to heat him up with the hotel hairdryer and see if we can't get this in better and get those wings in too. And I'm going to try not to break anything. Wish me luck. All right, with some hairdryer action, it wasn't difficult to get the wings in, but the tail does keep falling out. I just don't know if that that ball in there is deep enough. The tail's gonna be a problem, but so far no issue with the wings. Like I said, they've got this hinge here. I'm still being very careful. You can move those back, move them forward. You can spread the wings out in a more menacing display. The tail kind of helps keep balance. The tail and those big feet, because otherwise this is a very unwieldy creature. But yeah, the effect with those wings is super nice. Very spooky. Then on accessories, he comes with the curled claw hands, but he'll also come with these holding things hands because he comes with 2 weapons. Never heard of the Jersey Devil using weapons, but he's got a wrapped bone and a jawbone of some sort. Though if you compare this jawbone to him, it's gotta be the jawbone of like a mega horse or something. This is huge. You know, it's some kind of ruminant jawbone, I believe. So if this thing is, let's say, conservatively 6 feet tall, and I think that's probably on the smaller end for a Jersey Devil, how big is this thing, right? I don't want to meet whatever Paleolithic monster horse this belonged to. It's got to be even scarier than the Jersey Devil. Also, weirdly, comes with a skull. We've seen this skull before in Mythic Legions. I don't know exactly what it's meant to be. And the skull does fit on the head, but I don't believe it's meant to be on there because it looks pretty awkward. In the photos, they just have him holding the skull. It's like, I don't know. I don't know why that is. And then we have this alternate head portrait, mouth open, teeth bared, tusks out, forked tongue, angry, hungry, ready to consume. Beautifully sculpted, awesome paint, some gloss inside the mouth to make it look wet and gross. Looks great. So let's pop this on. So these holding things hands are very tight without heat. With heat, it opened right up, but without heat, it was impossible to get this weapon in its hand. So like I said before, compared to other Figura Obscura releases, light on accessories. We assume it has something to do with tariffs, maybe kind of cutting back on the accessories so they can still charge a reasonable price for the figure itself. Because yeah, the Jersey Devil isn't really a creature that's known for being associated with accessories, I guess. But I mean, Father Christmas came with a tree. Jersey Devil could come with a tree. Like I said, he could have that base that would also serve as a diorama piece, and that would be really cool, like a collapsed, an old collapsed chimney or whatever. Or Patrick had the idea of having a baby Jersey Devil also be an accessory, and that would be really awesome too, because this thing wasn't born fully formed. If it was, we got a problem. An even bigger problem. Yeah, these accessories just seem kind of random. I understand giving him weapons, I guess. I don't think he needs them. He's pretty formidable as it is. The skull confuses me mostly. I feel like I'm being critical. I really love this figure. There are just some things I'm like, why though? Why did you do it this way? But that doesn't detract from the figure itself, which is awesome. I'm sure they'll do another colorway in the future. I'm interested to see what that is because brown is not my favorite. Brown and black is not my favorite color combo. So I'm interested to see what kind of devil they'll create in the future. Really wish we had a different base though, because it just looks so anachronistic, I guess. It doesn't look like it belongs together. But yet, that is the Four Horsemen Jersey Devil. I mean, not super in line with the Jersey Devil that I would imagine. You know, it's very fierce, but I can't get that little cute derpy horse out of my head. I love a derpy creature. And so many toy companies are making cryptids or other creatures like fierce and badass and stuff, like designing them that way. But there's nothing wrong with having just a weird little guy, like a goofy looking weird little guy. Again, I sound like I'm criticizing Four Horsemen. I'm really not. This is just me kind of thinking aloud. Yeah, awesome. Awesome creature. Let's put him against blue background. So there's something that happens when you put the background behind him, and maybe it's just me, but I find that it really meshes his color scheme together better. Like right here with the warm light behind him, the borders between brown and black are pretty obvious, but then when you get this behind him, it all kind of meshes together, coalesces. It just darkens those tones a little bit, makes everything more copacetic. Like this, it definitely seems like a beast that stalks the woods at night. So, you know, like many things, the vibe changes when you change the colors around. So that is going to be it for us today. I hope you guys enjoyed this super special hotel room review. 5 hours of sleep after driving all day hotel room review. The day's not over yet. That's why I've got my lipstick stained coffee cup hotel coffee. The most delicious coffee you could possibly ever get. Now that was sarcasm. That was me being facetious because it's pretty gross actually. Anyway, okay, I gotta leave before I start just rambling into the sunset. As always, likes and subscribes are very much appreciated. Comments are more than welcome. And I will see you guys on the next one.
Hello! So we are back home from our trip. I'm in the editing room, aka my office, and there were some supplemental things with the Jersey Devil that I wanted to go over really quick. Basically just one thing. When I did that review, I was actually in the middle of the convention. I took a break from the convention floor to do it in the hotel room. I was very tired. I didn't explore the Jersey Devil as thoroughly as I should have, perhaps. One thing to note, tail still falls off all the time, but arguably a bigger issue are the knees. So I don't know if you guys have this problem, but our knees come out really easily. Like even just like basic manipulation of the leg. It's not doing it right now, of course, but yeah, these kneecaps will just pop right out. I can kind of see where they're supposed to be glued in. I don't think you can see that on my very high-tech webcam, but it's both kneecaps. So on any given moment when we go to pose this thing's legs, a kneecap might just be sent flying across the room, and they're very small, so, you know, hard to find. I don't personally currently have any comment on how or why that is. I just thought you guys deserved to know if this is a figure you're thinking about picking up, or if it's a figure you've already picked up. Just be cautious because I can see these kneecaps getting lost so easily. But so far, a plus is that the wings haven't broken yet, and we went on a 12-hour journey with this guy. He's been shoved into backpacks and whatnot, so still holding up there. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Just a little addendum. Not something I'm super happy about, but what can you do? It's already paid for. Maybe it'll be fixed if and when they re-release it for retailers. Okay, so sorry I faked you out with the ending before. This is the real ending. Goodbye.